Previously on Another Dumb Show.
So basically, this woman called to tattle on Larry or to complain about the way her son quit his job.
Correct.
As if he wouldn't have made that decision if I hadn't have made the phone call. Because if I hadn't made the phone call and told him what was going to happen, it would have happened the next time he was in. Mm-hmm. So,
well,
either way,
and don't lie. Give me the exact. Let me hear the tone of voice in the volume you were using.
You want to hear?
So I'll answer. I'll be the employee, and you be you. The other night, hey Larry, what's up, man?
So I heard.
Just call him John.
John, I heard what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you a speedy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not the first time we've had to deal with you calling off hours before your shift starts.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's not what I don't. Is that the way you're playing this?
Was that not what he said? Was he confrontational back to you then?
He said, okay.
Okay.
What he usually says.
And you're smiling right now because you, and I don't feel like you had a smile on your face while you were.
I did it.
Well, I'll ask you straight up. Do you feel like you berated him?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think, and if I set it all out, it ends up being that I understand that we have a culture that is not okay, but we're understanding when you need some time off. You're a great employee. Love having you here. Love your work that you do when you're at work. But we have got to stop with calling off hours before your shift.
Okay, I will.
That's not the response I got.
Okay.
The response I got was, well, I called.
Okay.
What she didn't. He texted.
Right. So how did it get to the point where you said, so you write him up, what does he say?
So that's it. I mean, it comes down to what I explained, and this is the way I explained it in the same tone. So here's what we have to do now. I don't like to do this. I don't want to do this. But to help try to put us back on track and correct this behavior, I'm going to write you up.
Okay. No, you can't write me up. What do you mean you're going to write me up?
That wasn't a response. When I said that was, well, Larry, if you're going to write me up, I don't need to work there anymore.
Mm-hmm. And then, so you let him have it. Then I'm assuming.
No. Then I said,
fine. I said, get your shit. Don't ever.
That's what I thought.
Don't show your face around here again, mother effer.
I said, are you sure that's what you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I can find a job and work somewhere else. Thank you. I said, thank you. Goodbye.
And that was it.
That was the end of the conversation.
Did you witness
Lou
any
back?
of this call? So you weren't there for it. You didn't witness any
Not
of
for
this.
the conversation,
okay.
though.
All right. No. Interesting.
So the dude quit on me. Like,
right.
There was nothing. And in hindsight, yes, I think that I probably should not have called him to explain that to him.
Mm-hmm.
I should have waited until his next shift.
And just written him up in person is what you're saying.
Yes.
I probably should have done it that way.
He wouldn't have quit on the spot, you don't think?
I think he would have.
Oh. And then you could have really fucking let him have it. You'd have punched him then and not just.
I'm afraid what I would have done at that point,
Jesus.
too. No, I'm not going to do anything to any employee. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I do have a business to run. So I expressed what was happening right then.
Right.
It wasn't the fact that, I blew up and raged out on him and called him up to berate him or anything like that, just out of the blue. This was, in my records, the third time that this has happened.
I get all that. But do you think the mom was totally out of line calling, or because he kind of is a little, he needs to, potentially might be on, some sort of rainbow somewhere or something, so to speak. So I'm just saying, what do you think?
I don't think as an adult that, as an adult with kids, that I would talk to an employer about saving some. I could talk about this. I could talk about this one because this is my own daughter.
Yes,
she worked here.
Yes, she did.
She doesn't work here now.
Okay. Gotcha.
There were issues.
Gotcha.
She doesn't work here now. She wasn't necessarily fired, but the idea is when we sat down and talked to her about it, she made a decision that she needed to move on.
That was her
she
decision.
needed to move on.
Glad you brought that up.
Okay,
I
so-
quit this bitch. So that's what it was.
Did she? So she quit. She was told these are the expectations, and she wasn't willing to.
That's it. She was missing out on what she wanted to do because she had a job. So I can't do anything about it.
Welcome
but
to
here,
real life.
Here's me not calling up my business partner or calling up Lou like, hey, can you give her another chance? Maybe she made a wrong. It's not that. So it comes down to, yes, I have a loud, strong voice. And if I was on the phone with him and someone else heard me over that, they might have taken it as yelling.
Now,
I was not yelling at him, but what should have happened is if he was not happy with the outcome that he caused, he probably should have contacted me or Lou himself.
Correct.
Not
now,
his mom.
was this the day that you drank an entire bottle of wine on the show?
No, that was the next
Was
month.
it the next day?
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it the next? Okay, cool. I was curious because I was wondering because me when I get a little tipsy, I might
Correct.
tend to be a little more nasty.
This
So-
was in the morning. I was at my other project.
Correct.
And that's why it was also ever more frustrating because
Right.
I would have made some moves to help, alleviate what was about to happen because I didn't have an employee, that day.
On our Tuesday,
Yeah.
which is a heavy day around here. We have a lot of things going on.
It's a heavy flow day.
Heavy.
Candace Bonded from Rochester, Mikey.
What's up, my friend? How are you? What's going on? Why
Dude,
are you calling my
I can't
radio,
believe
or whatever this is today, my YouTube channel show, whatever? What's up?
Why in God's name would a mother call? I mean, I don't get this. Like that's the most baffling thing to me in this entire world. I work in a field. I'm a service manager, and I have all these young guys that work for me as well. And it's this sense of entitlement and like I don't know what's going on with this fucking world, really.
Yeah, I don't.
Like-
I don't really. I'm lucky that I don't have a bunch of employees. It's just me, and every once in a while I'll get a little help. It's usually my daughter or B1. So I'm kind of lucky in that sense. But B1 is kind of a millennial in that she doesn't like working.
If I would have just recorded the behind the scenes before the show today, because his words to me was, just follow directions and get it done.
Just
Oh yeah, well because I literally wrote it out. I mean, it's in pretty.
was way-
I think pull 2 clips, first part of announcing, and then have bike fall ready. Well, that's pretty specific instructions.
I
so.
can't pull
But that's the-
everything
yeah.
for you.
You did though.
Follow
We'll
directions.
get to it.
can't
He's gonna be
believe it,
really
like-
annoyed when we get to none of the stuff he pulled. That's gonna welcome to that world. Later.
Oh, I was thinking that as I was pulling it. I'm cropping shit. I'm like, we're not even gonna fucking talk about this.
we might not.
Art-
You never know. But it's always better to be
The
over
show's gonna have to get longer.
over prepared. Based on yesterday's show, way better to be over prepared.
Ooh, Mikey said, get longer.
Yeah, well, let's
Show's
work
gonna have to get longer. I mean, we don't even get into any content yet.
Well, let's do.
I mean, this is good content. Great.
Let's try this. Let's perfect 2 hours before we worry about adding a third hour. How about that? Let's maybe
What, you
perfect
mean walk
those.
before we run? Why would we do that?
Yeah, let's just perfect everything. So, no, I appreciate you calling with your experience with the younger generation, but it's an older generation thing too. I think people just don't want to work if they can find a way around it. But have you ever had anybody call, like a parent or anything, Mikey? Because I'm trying to think in all my jobs,
Did your mom ever call?
Mom never called. I don't remember any
Even when you had
I
that, like
know my
that
mom-
first summer job?
No, because I got a job at a place where like my parents knew the guy. So
Maybe there was a phone call.
no, I really don't. They and if they did, I never heard about it. So I mean, I just couldn't imagine doing that. Even for my own kid, I'd be like, it's my job. Then like what? I really don't understand what her goal in it was. Like try to get his job back. He quit.
Yeah.
He's the one who quit though.
And
so
instilling him to the virtue to call back and man
Right.
up and this is where I was wrong. I apologize for this. Can we talk about it?
Yeah,
But that's the problem. That's the problem with this generation right now. It's, oh my God, I did this. I fucked up. Mommy's going to come try to fix it for me because I don't have any social cues to fucking fix something myself. Because I've spent my whole life just typing and doing nothing, and I can't make eye contact with a human, and I can't do shit. But yes, I have had moms that come into fucking work and argue for their kids because they've been bullied or they can't handle the job that we have because it's more than 40 hours a week.
That's nuts. I couldn't. I mean, I'm serious. If my kid gets, I'm old school. And thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. I'm kind of old school. Like when I was a kid, I was always wrong. Like my parents always assumed I fucked up. Like if the school called or a job or anybody contacted my parents saying Sean did XYZ, my parents went, not surprised. We'll handle it, and immediately
All
grounded
the
me.
time.
Always, yes.
Anybody that went to high school with me knows about my father in the 9th grade. He would literally walk into a classroom. Oh, he was acting up. Open hand slap me.
in class?
He didn't fuck around.
Yeah, I know. That's what.
That's just that. A job will call. He's not calling a job to get my job back.
Now that is embarrassing.
Oh,
that
hell
would
yeah.
be the most embarrassing
hell
thing
yeah.
in the world because my kid he's about to go into 8th grade. He's he's hitting that time where he wants me to drop him off at the end of the line. He doesn't want because I am that dad. Love you, baby. Have a good day. I'm one of those dads.
Yeah.
Like
I do that all the time to my
Don't
kids.
do that. Like, he does not want any of that anymore. None of that kind of stuff. So to him, I could not imagine how embarrassing it would be to have your father walk into school. Well, how bad were you?
And I mean, this is the middle of. Oh, okay, so I
Go ahead. How bad
I used
were
to
you?
Talk a lot in class. I was
Yeah.
bored. All right, I'd pass some tests and I talk a lot. This was an open house, so kids with their parents, and I would see kids come in who I know were bad, but their parents had their back, and I'm like, look how cool it is. Then here's my turn. Louis, go outside. I want to talk to your teacher. There's nothing good when I get called back into the classroom and in front of the whole class. I get slapped. Come to find out, that teacher was lying about me, and that was the last time I found
Just
but
want to
that-
see you get slapped.
But that's the point.
It was
Your
so good. Yeah,
parents
yeah.
are so they're very different. Back in
Yeah.
the day, my parents just would have been like, "Oh, yep, he did something wrong. It was his fault. He's a dumbass moron, and we're sorry for him." That's it. It would have been an apology about what a piece of shit I am, and he won't do it again. And then I would have gone to the dungeon.
when it was about employment, like even my daughter, we would have stuff planned. We would have family events planned like a month, 2 months in advance. Lou would send me a message like, hey, your daughter just called off next Saturday. Like, so it's
Well,
within our
while
2
she was
weeks.
working here.
It was
Oh.
within our 2 weeks. And I would just tell Lou, what'd I tell you? Just say no.
Yeah, yeah,
Say no.
for sure.
She just gonna miss that shit. She should have planned. She should have done what she was supposed to do.
So
And
what-
parents can't keep saving these adult ass kids, man.
What are you guys going to? Are you going to give him another chance? Are you considering it all?
I'm torn between the kid because I know it's probably some. Listen, I stand behind the owner. That's just what it is.
Right,
okay?
sure.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're
Owner
ruling
wanted to
it
keep him
here.
though. Owner wanted to keep him. You seem,
We all love him around here and stretch that out throughout the staff.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're a previous, especially our staff right now, we love the fuck out of our staff. Okay.
Yeah,
and that
you guys
goes
are good
through
bunch.
everybody. But I can't. We need people to be responsible for their shift, you know, and when they're not, me or that man that wears a lot of hats, you know, Larry, we got to wake the fuck up or stop what we're doing. We got to get our asses in here. No matter if we just left
That
at
does
2
suck.
in the morning.
That does suck. So
Yeah.
when you're trying to be nice and you're trying to do the right thing, and then now you're stuck
Yeah.
coming in and covering shifts. You'd be off. That is the only.
Yeah, who do you-
But God bless you guys as owners, because there are some owners that don't do that shit. They just fucking let their shit just kind of fucking fall off, or they
just
put
drop
the,
it on the-
put the stress on the other employees
Exactly,
and
that
things like
shit-
that.
Yeah,
I
we,
never agreed with that.
we looked at the schedule. I mean, it's just going to have to be. We made some
You guys
adjustments
work.
yesterday, and that's
Correct.
just what it's going to be.
Oh, hold on. No, I was getting ready to. Larry, I was waiting for Larry to stop talking.
Oh,
Sorry. Hi, you're on another dumb show. You're Larry? You're good, Larry. You keep talking. I was just letting you finish. I didn't want to put her on hold and her not have to understand. It's because we got no phone screener. It's very frustrating. Hi, you're on another dumb show. It's you. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, it's you. Hi, go.
Hi, Dom. It's Blair from Binghamton. How are you doing?
Blair?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Blair, how are you? What's going on? Welcome to another dumb show.
Good. I'm so happy to hear you back on
I'm
TV because it sucks.
well. I'm glad to be
But
back.
I'm so happy for
Thank you. It was
Like,
frustrating being gone for a while, but I'm very happy to be back.
absolutely. But I was calling in because the whole parents coming in and embarrassing their kids at school and whatever.
Yes.
I'm that mom.
So you've done. So would you? You're okay. So you're like this kid's mom who called in, even though it was the kid's fault. You decided to jump in and interject.
Oh, no. If it's my daughter's fault, then she has to deal with me. But if it's somebody else's fault or the school's fault, I go in, and it's so much fun. I like yelling at people. It gives me joy.
You're a Karen. That's the definition of a Karen,
No,
right?
Said
I'm
it gives
not
her
a
joy.
Well, that is the definition of I like causing misery for those who are in charge of my kids and things like
joy
that.
you only experience
But-
in the holidays. That's a strange way to get some
But-
joy.
I always it's always for a good reason. Like last year, it was because they didn't tell me where my kid was when she was getting off the bus.
Oh,
She
that's,
wasn't where she was supposed to be.
that would frustrate me. So who got the wrath of that? The bus drivers or the principal or everyone?
The principal, and the lady at the front desk. Everybody I could get my hands on, pretty much. And
But- Go ahead, Ed.
Well, I'm saying that seems reasonable though. Like if your kid is the location of your kid is unknown and no one would tell you, that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's
But
worth getting angry
in this
about.
situation, do you call for your kid because your kid quit their job?
hell no.
This is
If the kid's stupid enough to quit their job, then no, that's on unless it's for a good reason. But I would never call her job.
Well, what
Unless
about
somebody
being
was
what
stalking her.
about being berated by your boss?
yeah. What about being yelled at loudly?
Then
No.
she needs to get a pair of balls and man up and do it herself.
thicker skin? Yeah, I
And
hear
I'll
you.
be back up.
I should tell her she
I'll
can
be
come
back.
work. She can come work his shift if she can come be on time.
Well, Blair,